Okay, beloveds, today we're going to talk about what healing really looks like, the underbelly of it. And it's not pretty. It's raw. It's real. It's painful. It hurts as past memories and losses and fears and just bad emotions and memories come up. So when people step outside of the cycle of abuse, others have an unrealistic expectation that you have now removed yourself from that dangerous environment, circumstance, or situation, and that you now forget, forgive, and move on. And that has been the unhealthy model that has been demanded of so many people. And you wonder why people don't heal. It's because you don't give them the time, the space, and the opportunity to heal, to really feel the loss of their innocence. Now, when the healing is over, you think, I am done. But then there's another wave, and another wave, and another wave. Because there's so many layers of denial that you have suppressed and buried in your body that you literally push down. And now each of those sheaths, those layers, think of a phyllo dough. It may be a very thin surface, but when you look at it, there are paper-thin layers of product layered on top of one another. And you need to delicately pull each one off, one at a time. You can't just cut it out, because that's still spiritually bypassing. In order to heal, you need to look at each wound independent of any other, as if you were literally going back to each singular moment and really healing just that individual wound. And when you do, it feels bad. And when that wound is a bigger one, meaning that it wasn't a singular event with just a singular person, right? If it's a wound that is collectively felt, meaning a wound of abandonment and a wound of being left alone and neglected and told that you are not good enough, and then you are told you have no right to expect anything from the other person. So how do you process that when you have a need, a deep need to be just loved, seen, and heard? Those three things, but you are told by society you have no right to expect that from others, and to shut up, just to sit there and to take it, because you are somehow not worthy, because of who you are, or what you have done, or how you are seen, or how you look, or what type of person you are. Are you a female? Are you gay? Are you short? Are you fat? Are you stupid? Are you poor? Are you lazy? Are you this? Are you that? All these different belief systems that say, I am better than you somehow. When really, when somebody says, I am better than you, it really means I am more wounded than you. Your guys' hierarchy is upside down. You have allowed the people at the top of the pyramid, right, to tell you what your worth is. By them telling you that you are worth less than they are, they manage to control you. So what if we were to take that hierarchy and turn it upside down and put everybody where they rightfully belong? Which is that those at the bottom rightfully have the right to be at the top. When Jesus spoke, he said the meek shall inherit the earth, right? And you all are literally in that time now, where those who have suffered the most, who have been oppressed, neglected, ignored, derailed from their life's path through drugs, educational failures, mirroring what the rest of the world is expressing. It is time for those people to now arise, to rise up and to say, I don't wish to be oppressed any longer. I don't wish to be hurt any longer. I don't wish to be overseen or told I'm lesser than. It is a time where these people now will arise and picture the power within that collective voice, where the meek step in sync. They hold hands and they march to your Capitol steps, demanding changes to the laws. And not because they are worthy, but just because it's the right thing. The reality is you all are beginning to wake up and to see one another differently. We were showing our another this morning how you all are much like toes or fingers. You look around you as you're walking to the stores or, through your neighborhoods, and you see these other people walking, and you think they're separate from you, but they literally are like other toes who are just hidden beneath the surface of the sand. So the toes are just peeking up, but the rest of the body that connects you all is just out of sight, but you literally are one. You're all part of that same collective consciousness. And as you all start to begin the process of understanding what this looks and feels like, the meek literally shall inherit the earth. Now we know that you're looking at the destruction right now, but see it as the foundation upon which everything has been built is literally that sinking sand that we spoke of yesterday in our message. And we're going to have to take shovels or strong winds or use items to remove that sand, to dig out the rest of you all that's underneath that sand, and to plant you somewhere where you can grow and be nourished by fertile soil. And this fertile soil comes from the tears, the pain, the suffering, the anguish, the anger, the trustlessness, if there is such a word, the loss of innocence. All of that is going to now be revealed. And that is what's going to nourish you as you plant a new garden, as instead of saying, suppress those emotions, come on, suck it up, buttercup, toughen up. This is the world that we live in, where you say, I don't wish to live in that world anymore. I wish to live in a world where it's okay to cry and that others will come and hug me and tell me that they love me and that it is okay to be sad and to feel deeply. And when we begin to do that, we will begin to create community. But it comes from that space of vulnerability. And our another is going through a real deep cleansing of what no longer serves her. And it is painful. It is painful to look at her abandonment issues of those who she thought were closest to her and would never abandon her. But she's realizing now they never abandoned her because she was chasing after them perpetually, offering her soul to each and every one and never daring to ask for anything in return because she feared abandonment. And guess what? Her greatest insecurities were shown to be true. With those that society says should be there for you, your partner and your family, when you finally ask those people to treat you well with love, to honor you, and to apologize for the past hurts, and to treat you in a way that now allows you to feel loved? What if for the first time in your life you do that, trying to overcome that abandonment issue, only to find that you were right all along, that your instinct that you couldn't speak up because you would be abandoned by your mother was validated, because the day that you stood up is the day that your mother walked away and hasn't come back because she has her own inner wounds. But here our another has lost 3 sisters, a mother, and a partner of 36 years. Because she finally said, I want to speak up, I want to be heard, and I just want to be treated well. And she's learning that her survival skills of shutting the fuck up and pleasing those people because of her fear of abandonment has been validated. She felt and sensed those energies exactly as they were. And now she sits with it. She sits with it, and what does she do with it? She cries. This is what healing looks like. Just saying, okay, I read the energy right in my childhood. I never was safe. I never was really loved. I was here to appease other people, to keep this construct from blowing up. I don't want this role anymore. I want to be me. I finally want to get to be me. And I want to attract those people who will love me as I am, broken and all. And I still have abandonment issues. I still want to be loved. But I'm not chasing anybody anymore. When that abandonment issue comes up, I will no longer seek the validation from you, but question, why am I looking for this from you? Where is it within myself that I'm still broken, that I can't just trust that I'm worthy of being loved and that I am love, and then to receive it? And until our another really understands that vibration of she is worthy, she will continue to attract experiences where she feels unseen, unheard, neglected, abandoned, and left alone. And it is her journey and her journey only to figure this out, as it is yours. Figure out what your coping mechanisms have been over the years. What is your greatest wound or fear, and why? And when you start to dig in and express yourself, guess what? You'll find you were right. You read the energy of the room correct. And that when you begin to speak up, those people who are not worthy of being your life, guess what? They'll leave. And it's a gift. It's a gift that those who don't love you leave, because you deserve better. It's a scary journey to finally stand up and rise up and say, I know that I am worthy. I'm tired of being oppressed at the bottom of this hierarchical pyramid. And then you just pull out from underneath it and you just climb to the fucking top. So if each of you pulls out from underneath your oppression And don't expect anybody else to do anything for you, because they won't. You read the energy right, and you just climb to the top yourself. You can create the pyramid the other way, where you just pile on the top and on the top, and before you know it, the pyramid has been turned on its head with the masses, with those who deserve to be loved, being shone upon by the sun. Find that inner strength to break out of your cycle of abuse. And don't blame anyone around you anymore. Just say, I read the energy right, and I'm not going to ask these people to fix it anymore, because they are incapable of it. And I'm just going to do it for myself. And you don't do it through violence. You don't do it through anything other than turning around, turning your back on those, and walking away, knowing that you deserve better. You're going to walk towards something that is worthy of you and the new version of you. It is time. This is where the meek shall inherit the earth. They shall come together in their stories of oppression, but not from a place of victimhood, but from a place of, I walked away from this. I survived it, and I walked away from it, and I created something new for myself, not through denial, not through suppression of the pain and the anger, but just simply saying these people are incapable of apologizing and honoring me, and you just walk away. You owe nobody an explanation. You owe nobody anything. What you owe is yourself. The hugs, the kisses, the admiration, everything that others didn't give you, you give yourself that. And when you do that more fully, you will begin to attract those who will offer that to you as well. And then your cup will begin to fill. Now we want you to picture that pyramid now. It really is just an inverted structure, but it is also a container. Once that pyramid has been turned upside down, you can begin to fill it with self-love, self-encouragement, self-appreciation, self-everything. Give yourself what you are entitled to receive from the world, which is incapable of giving it. Begin to put yourself first in this way, and not in a self-righteous way, but really in a self-loving way, which means I am a divine being, and I'm going to love myself the way that my Creator loves me, which is through tenderness, forgiveness, appreciation, acceptance that I am doing the best in this moment, and accepting those days when you struggle from the trauma, from the oppression, from the pain and the suffering, and just saying it is okay to be broken today. Don't try to be anything else. And when you really come into this place of self, Om is the sound of the universe. When you come into that vibration of love that the divine offers, not through words, not through action, but through being. Music is just a vibration. It's not doing anything other than vibrating the air molecules around you to create a particular hum. When you realize that that is love, you will begin to feel the vibration of the Om in the air around you. And you'll begin to fill your cup just through that, and not through your expectation of what others can provide for you, because they can't. Only you can. And therein lies the solution of how to heal individually and collectively. Turn that hierarchy upside down. Weak is strong and strong is weak. And you will begin to understand what those who have been talking about overthrowing the government mean, but it's from a different energetic space. It's not from a place of anger. You just simply remove yourself from the bottom of that hierarchical structure. You simply walk away from everything that no longer serves you. And you regroup, recongregate elsewhere, and you build your own structure. We're not the first to talk about this. Many others have as well before us. But for those of you who have listened to this, we just ask you to continue to listen, because it is not government that's going to be your solution. It's you. And you, the most wounded, we ask that you just simply walk away from that which oppresses you. Do not look for anyone to heal that or to solve that for you, because they can't. So you simply walk away and start anew elsewhere with a whole new structure. And when you build this structure, you build it upon what you know to be pure and holy, to create a safe space for you and those like you. And as more and more and more come in with their hammers and shovels and screwdrivers, you just simply roll up your sleeves and begin the work. With no words, no instruction, and the others will come and will know intuitively what to build as well. And soon you will have a new community garden that's built on love and compassion and collaboration, with a whole new foundational vibration that is not based on oppression or fear, but is based on an understanding of abundance, that there is enough to go around for everyone. So pick up your hammer, your screwdriver, your shovel, your saw, whatever tools you have, and go and build your new garden. It's waiting for you all. And it's been waiting for a while. And so it is. Namaste.